what is up, guys? So I put out on my Snapchat a few days ago that I was going to do a Q&A on my YouTube. I used to do these a few years back. I actually did it on Blackstone Labs channel as well, with the Project Rookie and Project Next Level series. And you guys seem to like them, so we're going to bring them back, and we're going to be doing them here on my channel. So if you guys don't follow me on Snapchat, it is at Cody dash, like midscore Montgomery. My Instagram is of course underscore, but it's just a dash. That's the only difference between Snapchat and Instagram handle. But you guys, I'm pretty responsive on there, try to be, and especially with the Q&As, try to get you guys' questions answered, and I post a little bit more content on there, I guess you would say, than on Instagram, a little bit more behind the scenes and stuff like that. So that being said, let's get into the first question. I'm going to probably pick about like 8 to 12 questions from the Snapchat stuff that I got. All right, so the first question is from Jims344, and he says, I train at 4 a.m. I wake up around 3:20 a.m. I never have an appetite. Any suggestions on a pre and post workout meal? I've never trained that early. I used to train really, really early before high school. I used to do my cardio like 5:30 or 6. Weight training, the earliest I ever did was 7 a.m. with BPAC, the man himself. I used to train in Tampa at 7, so I used to wake up about 5:45 for that, and I had no appetite at that time as well. So what I would do is pretty much my pre meal always was a liquid meal. Usually like grind some oats up, throw that in with some peanut butter, and either mix it up and have it like a really thick paste and eat it like real quick, or I would do a shake and just down it. But even if you have no appetite, I would just have a shake next to your bed, wake up, drink 2 scoops of whey isolation. Of course, I use isolation. I just said it, isolation from Blackstone Labs. But keep it really light on your stomach, something small, nothing too crazy. Or you can try to train fasted. I did that, or I tried to do that a few times as well. And then post-workout, you can eat a little bit more solid food if you're hungry. If you're not, you can do another liquid meal and wait until later in the day and have your first solid meal, is what I would suggest. The next question is from Daisy Brister 15. And the question is, what's the absolute lowest you cut calories to on a contest prep, and what's the highest your cardio gets to during that prep? Now this depends on me myself. Of course, I work with Chris Aceto, so it's totally up to him, and we could be eating very, very, very low calories. Now with my personal clients, I will cut their calories extremely low, of course. At times, I think everything has like I just said, it has its time and place. So even me, I'll get under 2,000, 1,500 calories. Well, maybe not 1,500, but under 2,000 here and there, sparsely. I'll still have my extremely high calorie days throughout the way. And me myself, I don't do a ton of cardio. Upwards of maybe an hour a day max for me is what I've done in the past. I've done upwards maybe of an hour and a half, but not all of that is on Stairmasters, jogging outside or walking outside, but some of my clients, I'll have them go up to 2 hours. I've done I've done 2 hours in the past. It's just where I'm at right now and my goals. Obviously, competing in the open, the guys are so big, it's not like you're going to be sitting there doing 2 hours of cardio, when my issue is I can't get big enough to compete with them. So that's just for me myself. Everybody's different. The next question is from Jesus Roman. What is that workout you do on the wall? And I'm pretty sure he's referring to the spider crawl. That is not my movement. That's something I picked up from Mountain Dog back in the day. I think MI40 Drew picked it up from Mountain Dog as well. It's with the band. We'll actually put some footage in right now, but it's just basically crawling up the wall, making sure you're spreading apart the band wide-wise, so you can activate your rear and side delts, and it's really good on triceps, and just a good burnout exercise that I use towards the end of my shoulder workouts that I just started implementing again probably about 3 months ago, but before then I really hadn't done them in years, and I really liked them back when I did them when I was a teenager, so it's good to have them back in the mix. All right, so the next one's from Harrison James 01. He said, for the YouTube questions, hi Cody, I really appreciate you showing your workouts. They are really helping me with my goals Is it bad to have caffeine before every single workout? That's a good question. I personally have caffeine before almost every single workout. There's some days that I don't really feel the need or that it's necessary, especially after a show or something like that. But during prep, I almost always, I will say 99% of the time, I'm using caffeine pre-workout. It just depends on how much. I kind of vary my doses depending on how I feel. A day that I'm feeling all right, that I don't feel like I need too much go-go juice to get into the gym, I might just have like a fourth or even less than that of a scoop of the Dust V2. And then days that I'm feeling like I really don't even want to go work out, I really need something to pick me up, I'll do a full scoop of the Dust X. Of course, that's the stronger of the two, and that will put me overboard on the days that I do need it, compared to if a day that I don't really need it, I do take the full scoop. I'm not going to feel the same on the days that I really do need it. So just kind of keep that in mind. That's at least what I do. The next question is from F Guadradreo 8. I'm not going to butcher that worse than I already did. What's up? I was wondering what tips you could give to a young person looking to add muscle. Your legs look killer, by the way. Best thing for a young person is make sure you're eating enough calories. Obviously, you're probably going to be in the gym training enough. That's not a lot of people's issue. It's the recovery part. Make sure you're sleeping enough, make sure you're drinking enough water, and make sure you're eating enough protein and enough clean calories, not just a bunch of junk food. I always say like an 80-20 or maybe even a 75-25 split as far as clean to dirty food when you're kind of a young guy trying to bulk up and you still are in relatively good shape. That's a good basis. So 4 out of your 5 meals a day, make them clean, and then obviously you could have that little extra calorie meal at night or whatever. If you are looking to put on a lot of muscle and you're in that spot of like I was when I was 16, 17, just like a sponge basically, and not really able to put on a lot of fat. Next question's from Wow So Dope. How much water do you drink daily? And that is a good question. That's one thing that I think is very underrated and underlooked at by a lot of people. I think if you are drinking enough and you're flushing your system, so to speak, your everything, your recovery, your fat loss, your muscle recovery, everything is going to be much better. Not to mention your strength's going to be a lot better in the gym. The days that you go to the gym, maybe after having a beer or two the night before and you're a little dehydrated, you can definitely feel, wow, this weight feels a lot heavier, and then the reason is because you're probably dehydrated. So me personally, I try to drink 2 gallons a day, 1.5 maybe in the off season, and when I'm really doing cardio and sweating a lot and it's hot summer. Right now it's a little cool out here for a few days if we're getting lucky out here in Florida. But usually it's pretty hot, so I'm usually drinking 2+ gallons. And when I used to live in Texas and I was a teenager, I was training at Metroflex Plano, and that gym used to be so hot, 115 maybe degrees in the summer. No AC, and there's just a big fan that would just be spinning. I still remember it. But those days I'd drink almost 3 gallons of water, and I'd almost have to force myself to stop drinking at night just because I was so thirsty, because that was back when I was doing 2 hours of cardio a day, and then I was training in a gym that's 100+ degrees. So it was took a lot out of you, and you sweat a lot. So depending on how much you sweat is kind of how much you have to drink, but I always say at least a gallon, no matter who you are. And next question, The Bean 1984. What's your stack from Blackstone Labs, and what time of day are you taking what? I am going to go over a video over my exact Blackstone Labs stack and everything I take in the morning, which I have a little container right here that you can pan over to. This is what I carry around in the morning. It's got about half Blackstone Labs and a half generic stuff, health supplements and things like that. So I will go over a separate video with that. I might even link it if I do have it already when I drop this video. But I take my supplements morning, midday, and evening, and I take a majority of them in the morning and in the night. In the afternoon, it's just mostly, obviously my pre-workout supplements and things like that. But, I take magnesium, I take omegas throughout the day and things like that. And pretty much my stack, you can actually go check out. I will put a link in below. On Blackstone Labs website, they have 2. I have a general health wellness stack on Blackstone Labs website, which you guys can check out, which is a group package of everything, you know, that I thought was health-wise supplement that I took from Blackstone Labs. And then I have my pre-workout, intra-workout, and post-workout pre-post stack as well that you guys can check out with the isolation, Formula 19, and all the other supplements that I use around training. So go check that stuff out at blackstonelabs.com. And of course, use my discount code, Cody Montgomery, just my name, to save 20%. And what to expect. Okay, so next question is from J2Smooth12, and this is another question that I am going to do a elaborated video on, but I'll just touch on it briefly. He said, what to expect from you in 2020, and you guys can expect to see me on stage, that's for sure, and we'll go over more detail in the other video, but hopefully the plan will be multiple times. You know, I want to do a few shows, not just, you know, one and done like I did this past year. You know, being that it was the last show of the year, there was no other shows for me to do. I really wanted to do a couple, but obviously by the time I got in shape, there was no option for that. So that's going to be my goal this year, and a little bit from what to expect from me in 2020. And obviously I'm going to be pumping out lots of content on Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, and just try to step up the game as far as, you know, on all aspects of life with bodybuilding, my family life, Team Montgomery clothing. I'm going to try to get revamped in 2020. So there's a lot of things coming in. So make sure you subscribe. Stay tuned for the latest. The last question I'm going to go with, I don't know how many I've done, but is going to be from Stone _852. And he said, what's the best split for a natty lifter for maximum gains? And I think this is often overlooked. People overtrain for sure when they're trying to get bigger. You know, the biggest I ever been, I was training probably 4 to 5 times a week. I was resting a lot. You know, my workouts were intense, but they weren't long. You know, because you got to think about calories in, calories out. For somebody like me, I can't, you know, get bigger a lot of times. Like, you know, why can't I put on weight? Because I'm not eating enough calories. So if you lower down the amount of calories that you're burning, you can stay, you know, eating about the same, because I humanly possible can't eat sometimes more than what's on my diet. So, you know, you drop your training back, you drop your, you know, total calories expended, you're going to obviously gain a little weight, and your recovery is going to be a lot better. So your workouts are going to be better. You're going to be a little stronger. So to me personally, I think for a natty gain or a natty person looking to gain muscle, you're looking at like a 2-1 split, like a 2 days on, 1 day off kind of thing, maybe a 2-1, 3-1 off kind of thing throughout the week. But I would definitely say, you know, every 3rd day you could probably be taken off and benefit from it. You know, but really it depends on your body, how you're eating, you know, how your body's recovering and things like that. So you got to keep all that in to consideration, how much you're sleeping, everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little Snapchat Q&A. I'll be doing these hopefully once a month is gonna be my goal for both, you know, an Instagram one and then a Snapchat one as well. So hopefully you guys will follow me on Snapchat if you guys don't already, and make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, and we'll keep pumping out these videos. So until next video, God bless.